The last thing that I remember is I heard someone say OR, and then everything went black again.
My mom had to ask me, do you want to see your baby? And I just had no memory of anything.
It hurts a lot because sometimes the girls, they ask when she's coming home, and I don't know what to tell them.
The idea to investigate what was happening with maternal deaths and injuries actually started several years ago. In the United States, we are one of the wealthiest countries in the world. We have one of the most expensive healthcare systems in the world. And women in this country were dying at rates far higher than other wealthy countries. It's estimated that about 600 to 800 moms die every year in the United States. More than 50,000 women a year, the CDC estimates, suffer very serious harms. And what we learned is that a lot of this suffering is preventable.
The day I have Lucy, I remember I was very excited, but just very scared of a new mom. I just started feeling nauseous and bad headache, and it's not feeling good at all.
And it was essentially check your blood pressure over the weekend, and if it's over 150, come in on Monday. My wife reconfirmed my blood pressure is over 150 right now, and they reiterated the same instructions. We just didn't know any better.
I remember feeling like a kind of a surge of my head, and I didn't know what was wrong. One, two, three, go. These fingers have actually loosened up a little bit, but mostly it's a very tense grip. So I'm just working on trying to release my fingers to pick up. A lot of times I just have to kind of move my hands around to grip things. I was angry because we worked so hard up to this point to finally get pregnant and be ready for the baby to come. I just missed a lot of her baby. I think that's very difficult for me. I just want that back.
Medical societies have warned for years that women whose blood pressures go above a certain danger level must get immediate treatment. And the result is that women are suffering strokes needlessly. Yet we found that even being a medical professional wasn't enough to protect several of the women we interviewed.
I was terrified.
Yeah, he started crying. I kept telling him everything was going to be fine, that I'd seen 100 C-sections and that it was going to be okay.
Boy, was she wrong.
Yeah. It was amazing to see when he was born and to, have him right next to me and to smell him and see him and touch him, and I just wanted to hold him. And so I was just honestly just kind of anxious. I was really scared because I knew that I shouldn't have been feeling that way. To be honest, it kind of just turned into a big blur because I kept going just in and out of it. The day shift nurse came in, and she didn't feel comfortable with kind of where my vitals were going and how I was doing. So she thought it was necessary to call a rapid response.
Basically, remember him saying that she was bleeding and that they were going to take her down to the CT scan. She just kept getting worse and worse. At one point in time, I walked into the ICU room and the doctor had pulled her packing, and I've never seen so much blood. They finally got her stabilized to where they would transport her. The two surgeons came out and said that basically the only way that they could be sure to stop the bleeding was to give her the hysterectomy.
I was definitely devastated by losing my uterus, but at the same time, I was also thankful to be alive and that my baby was okay.
We were thinking about names about a month, and she said, what about Serenity? Like Serenity's prayer. And she looked at me and she's like, we did it. And she was smiling at that point. I was like, okay, good. I got a smile out of you. She said, I'm just tired. She said, my head hurts a little bit.
The signs of her looming disaster were apparent even before she was discharged from the hospital with her baby. Nurses kept recording blood pressure levels that were above the national danger level.
The phone was ringing on the organ, and I said, hey, honey. I said, you okay? She said, yeah, but, she said, my head really hurts, and it won't stop. Let me cancel rehearsal. I had already told everyone at the church, I said, hey, listen, I'm gonna take my wife back to the ER. I said, no, you guys pray for her. Everybody's being seen but her. And she was looking at the wall. I said, sweetie, look at me. And she just kind of was trying to look, but it's almost like she couldn't get it together. And I went out there, I ran out there to the desk, and I said, hey, my wife needs help in here. I said, can you help her? It seemed like a nightmare, and I just need to wake up. Just trying to be a mother and a father is hard.
All of this may be shocking to Americans, but it's been an open secret within the hospital industry. Women who are experiencing childbirth emergencies, that very few of them actually got the treatments they were supposed to get.
Be very diligent and not just openly trust what any one doctor is telling you.
The biggest thing is, like I said, just not being afraid to ask questions, not being afraid to speak up if they think that something doesn't feel or seem right.
I told him, I said, Mommy went to heaven, and I said, well, she's gonna stay in heaven and she's gonna watch us. I said, you can't see Mommy. I said, but Mommy can see you.